funny.
I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
Schmack-a-ma-gob, you know what time it is. It's time for the only news that matters. And Blackie Lawless is defending the use of backing tracks at W.A.S.P shows and explained the detail that fans don't understand about playing live without using any. Backing tracks are widely regarded as a negative addition to live shows. Many see them as a crutch or a cop-out, allowing bands to play with less effort or skill, yet produce a great show for their fans. However, some songs and bands play music that, they need the use of backing tracks. Blackie Lawless of W.A.S.P spoke about them in a recent interview with Guitar World. The musician stated the simple reason why the band utilizes backing tracks. He says, it's because we don't have the personnel. We were doing stuff from the Crimson Idol, and there's a 100-piece orchestra going on there, and taking that on tour would be impossibly financially. The first time we did Crimson Idol live, we did it without the orchestration. Did it sound good? Yeah, but when we did it with the orchestra, I stood in the middle of the room in the rehearsal, and I swear to you, it was like a religious experience. I thought to myself, if I'm a fan, this is what I want to hear. So that's the reason I do it. I enhance the experience. I want people to hear the record the way that they were intended to be heard. Further, the interviewer noted the fans assume W.A.S.P uses backing tracks to simulate Blackie's voice and guitars. The musician disregarded these assumptions, saying, all somebody has to do is record it and listen to all the mistakes. Then they would understand. You can try as hard as you can, man, but you're gonna screw up. Rock and roll was never meant to be perfect. But even if you try, it ain't gonna be. Alright, yeah, some gibberish, but I will say that, hey man, I applaud Blackie for admitting it. I mean, doesn't really admit in the vocals, but man, look, I saw it myself now. I opened for W.A.S.P back in 2010. It wasn't really a good show. I mean, a lot of people told me, even people I didn't know, they said, dude, your band blew W.A.S.P away. Because we were on fire and we were an awesome band. But I'm not saying we were better than live than W.A.S.P, because, I saw the first couple tours, and shit, we can't compete with what I saw back then. So I'm not saying that we were better than W.A.S.P. But we were better than W.A.S.P for one night at least, But, the people behind the scenes, I'm friends with many people at the Culture Room. I'm friends with, the people that run the place, And one of them told me that W.A.S.P was using tapes. And this was in 2010. And W.A.S.P were using tapes. I didn't notice that during the show. I was told later, and I was like, damn, what I was listening to was tapes, huh? Well, I saw W.A.S.P with Armored Saint, like 2019 it was maybe? I don't remember. It was a while ago. And I was aware already, all right, he's using tapes. Even somebody during the Q&A accused him of using tapes. And he admitted to it, The thing is, Blackie is admitting to this. Nikki Sixx admitted, oh yeah, we use backing vocals, tapes. Yeah, at least he admits some of it. But, yeah, so, this last time I saw W.A.S.P, with Armored Saint, I was really close, wanting to see how good Blackie Lawless lip syncs. I was close enough to see if he was lip syncing. And this is what I noticed. One, he's not lip syncing. He is actually singing. But I do hear extra vocals with his vocals. You know, he's singing, but he's got his voice on tape as well, singing with him. I noticed that with Guns N' Roses, too. Axl Rose, I was like, and it wasn't until the end of the show when they were doing Paradise City, I was like, oh man, he's singing to a tape. I hear Axl's voice live, but then I hear that other voice. And that's what I heard from W.A.S.P. You know, so he's up there singing though. He is singing, but he's got additional vocals, so, you know. And he admits it. Look, we're using tape, so, you know, what the hell. And I gotta say, I enjoyed the show. I thought it was great. Even better than when I saw, you know, when I opened for him. And I've seen a W.A.S.P. many times. Like, the first time I saw W.A.S.P. was on the first tour, the first album. And opened for Quiet Riot and destroyed Quiet Riot. I took a couple pictures of that show. You're looking at them right here. Those are the pictures I took when I saw W.A.S.P. open for Quiet Riot in 1984. And for me, 1984, at that time, that was the it band for me. I never played any album more in 1984 than the first W.A.S.P. album. And it's still one of my favorite albums. I did not too long ago. Travis, my friend Travis, asked me to do my top 10 albums of 1984. W.A.S.P. was on there, man. It's definitely a top 10. It was number one back then. You know, I mean, it's the one I heard the most. But my number one now, I heard a lot back then too. And then as years gone by, Merciful Fate, Don't Break the Oath eclipsed W.A.S.P., the first album. But it's still a great freaking album. Then I saw them with Kiss on the Asylum tour, and they were on the Last Command tour where they had behind them the big heads. You know, I had a Blackie, Randy, Chris, and the drummer, and had them all back there. And that was a great show, and they played Widowmaker that night. That song smokes. Best song off of that album. And then W.A.S.P. didn't come back for many, many years. Nope, not during Inside Electric Circus, not during Headless Children, not during Eternal Idols and beyond. The first time W.A.S.P. came back after that, oh my God, I've talked about this story before. So me and my buddy, you know, we were bootleggers, we would film shows, and then he would do a 2-cam mix. So he stood in the back and I went to the front. And the opening band was called Mushroom Head. There I am all the way up front filming them the whole time. No problem whatsoever. Then W.A.S.P. Oh, and by the way, it took W.A.S.P. 3 hours to come out after Mushroom Head. And mind you, this I believe was a Tuesday. I know it was a work night that a lot of people left because they were pissed. And I remember at one point me going up to the sound guy going, hey man, what's going on? And he just looked down at me and said, rock star problems. So Blackie was pissed off to begin with that night, you know. It was the first show of the tour. So they come out, and there I am up front filming them like I was Mushroom Head, no problem. But then, you know, into the show, Blackie spots me. And he starts yelling at me. But the first thing he did was he was pointing at me yelling, and I said, oh shit. So I stopped filming, and I went to the other side of the floor. And then Blackie got up on that big, you know, Elvis thing, that cross thing. And he pointed to where I was. And he says, motherfuckers like you selling shit on eBay and blah, blah, blah. And just tell me off and tell him to shove that camera up my ass and blah, blah, blah. So when I ran to the other side, I have a feeling there were people in the crowd that pointed me out to Blackie's men that were out there looking for me. And they found me. And they took me backstage, and the guy had a hard time taking the film out of the camera. And I kept telling him, give me my camera and I'll take the film out for you. Fuck. That was an imbecile. So yeah, I had some great clips, great close-up of Blackie. That it would have been cool if I could have got away with it, because the guy in the back, my friend Pat, he filmed the whole show. So they had taken my film away, but I still got a copy of that show thanks to my friend Pat. And here's the clip of Blackie Lawless yelling at me.
You know, I'm fucking sick to death of seeing really shitty fucking videotapes. Motherfuckers like you are auctioning on eBay for tremendous amounts of money, ripping everybody off as a buying some fucking sight unseen. You take that fucking camera and shove it up your ass.
Yeah. You. Shove that camera. All the way up there, baby.
The funniest thing about that clip is my friend Pat back there filming it, and he's doing a little commentary. Yeah, fuck that camera guy while he's bootlegging it. But he had no idea that was me. Later he's like, oh shit, man, fuck, you know, because he wanted to do the 2-cam. But he didn't put two together. But anyway, that happened. That was the very first show of the tour. The very day it made Blabbermouth. They said on Blabbermouth that Blackie Lawless stopped show because of bootlegger in Florida. Yep, somewhere on Blabbermouth, that's on there. And yeah, funny stuff, man. So then when we were going to open for W.A.S.P, you know, I told some of the people in the culture room, I told all my friends, dude, do not mention, you know, that I'm that guy that bootlegged W.A.S.P, you know. And so nobody told them, and we played the show, and after the show I was like, go ahead, tell them, I don't care. And then fast forward, the next time I saw W.A.S.P, I know the guy that's the tour manager, and he got me a free meet and greet. And here's pictures of me meeting Blackie Lawless. He had no idea who I was. I was kind of scared. No, it was really cool, man. Blackie was very nice. He was nice to me and everybody there. So, yeah. There you go. So, what do you all think? Leave it in the comments below about this whole, hey, he's admitting he's lip-syncing. Don't go. If you don't like lip-syncing, don't go. I didn't mind it because I did see Blackie actually singing, so I did hear his voice with other voices. Anyway, so let me know what you think in the comments below, and please, please, subscribe to my channel if you haven't. You know, thank you, first of all, for watching the only news that matters. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Ring that little notification bell. I would appreciate that. And in case you are subscribed to my channel, please check to see if you're still subscribed, because people are getting unsubscribed for no reason. And that sucks, alright? That's what I think. That's what the world thinks. That really sucks. And like this video, because that'd be good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty, listen to Black Sabbath, and smack 'em a gob.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies.
Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain, for we've received orders for to sail back to Boston, and so never more shall we see you again.